still remains in the position. Then it came out that she had tweeted under the hashtag "kill all white men," and they all support her, and the university has refused to fire her.
Well, that's like the diversity head in Sweden joining ISIS, but let's expand on that, Paul. They make U.S. Army soldiers wear red high heels and march in public now.
Yeah, I mean, in Sweden, politicians there are talking about bringing back jihadists who have fought with ISIS and giving them jobs and counseling at taxpayer expense, which, you know, the Swedish troops don't even get. So it's, again, extreme liberalism is a mental disorder. And in places like Sweden, they've literally got, you know, rape is off the charts. They've got entire Muslim no-go area ghettos where fire crews, ambulances get attacked. But now they're talking about giving them jobs and counseling and making the taxpayer pay for it for ISIS terrorists, and that's liberal.
What it is these are deviants at the end of the day. That's why they're like, I'm an anarchist, I'm a Satanist, I love killing my kids, I love, you know...
my armpit hair.
I love, you know, I don't use mayonnaise, I spread poop on my bread. I mean, that's basically who these people are, is they're like a bad cat that, like, urinates on the furniture. I mean, they're just screwed up people that can only survive in this rich, decadent society that they want to destroy. I mean, these people wouldn't survive 10 minutes in the jungle in a barbarous fight. I mean, these people are a joke.
Because there's no one to get free stuff from. They'd be looking around, where's the free food? Where are the fish not coming out of the stream to jump into my plate? No, it's not how it works. You got to actually catch the fish. And we did some research on some of these people. They're failed artists is what it is. They're just disgruntled artists. They're the system's so bad because
if we just kill everybody and shoot police, that'll fix it.
And that's their answer to police brutality, is to usher in a totalitarian regime that's responsible for the deaths of tens of millions of people. That's their
Imagine if these idiots who can't even tie their shoelaces tried to go kill a bunch of cops. What would happen? They want to go attack a bunch of trained killers.
Yeah.
It just shows how stupid they are.
I mean, look what happened to those bikers up in Waco. They didn't last very long up when they were getting shot at by the cops.
Well, more and more that is looking like a setup. Like maybe one guy pulled a gun out. They want to start a war on the biker groups.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't like some of the outlaw motorcycle clubs, but there is a war against anything American. And they leave all the Mexican drug cartels alone, but they're coming after the biker gangs because a lot of times they're actually patriotic.
Letting the commies run free.
Absolutely. As Joe Biggs is looking into that. We'll be right back with Paul Watson. I'm Alex Jones. Number one enemy on the communist hit list, the Nazi hit list, the ADL hit list, the Southern Poverty Law Center hit list, the Mecha La Raza hit list, the new Black Panther Party hit list. Every gang and racist scumball organization hates our guts. And you know why? From the Jewish mafia to the white supremacists, why they all hate us? Because we're a fan of people across the board, and we believe in empowering humanity and promoting liberty worldwide. Paul Watson's got to leave us. I'm going to do 30 minutes of overdrive with Joe Biggs on the whole biker situation and some research he's been doing. These guys were all shot center of mass or right between the eyes, basically, by snipers, it looks like, set up. We're not saying the police are bad on this yet, but it looks bad when they're saying no bikes riding around the state, period, and other bizarre statements in Reuters. Before we go any further and get final comments from Paul Watson, you guys will be with us 5 more minutes, then Joe Biggs after that in Overdrive, Infowars.com/show. For everybody that doesn't have a station carrying the 4th hour, you can find the video and audio feeds there or the free podcast. And please support your local AM and FM affiliates, become sponsors, support the sponsors, and spread the word. That is a key. And also buy products at InfoWarsStore.com. Shortwave radios, high-quality non-GMO heirloom seeds, incredibly low prices, 20% off Super Male and Super Female Vitality. That ends this Sunday. InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139. And thank you all for your support. Notice, it's all about life. Promoting the Second Amendment to defend life. High-quality seeds. Water filters to cut out the garbage, high-quality nutraceuticals, InfoWarsLife.com, InfoWarsStore.com, or 888-253-3139. Paul, closing comments on this whole fiasco. Do you think these miscreants realize how big this blew up in their filthy leftist faces when they acted like demonic Renfields?
No, because last night on their Facebook page, they were literally getting deluged by our readers and listeners. And they were deleting comments as quick as they were coming in. So I don't envy the person having to do that because they must have been up all night. But, you know, it's a badge of honor to be attacked by these sycophants, basically, to the religion of death. And it goes back to abortion in general as an argument. You know, from a libertarian perspective, I can see that it's a state violation of the body. But the problem is a lot of these pro-choice advocates, to a greater and greater degree, as he mentioned earlier, are celebrating abortion as this great right. This isn't just a bunch of communist students. This is Gloria Steinem wearing a T-shirt saying, "I had an abortion," with her arms up celebrating the fact, using a coat hanger as the symbol for her organization. This is people like Emily Letts, who did a Cosmo piece about how great her abortion was. She said it was cool. She said it was a special memory. And she gets all the press, she gets all the media attention. So it's this idea of elevating abortion, which should be a regretful, somber experience, to the point where it's now being openly celebrated and promoted while these people chant, you know, "Hail Satan" in the Texas State Capitol building. It's disgusting.
Well, they also post on their video still of me yelling at them. That was a message to them. As long as they caught me doing something, that's my humanity. That's my war face.
Channel.
Well, they turned it around and said that you were there because you were against black women, because that was a Planned Parenthood that serves a mostly minority
Yeah,
community.
because Margaret Sanger, the founder, said they're weeds they wanted to kill. Yeah, right.
And the young guy pointed out how Planned Parenthood was set up at the minority school.
Oh, but even arguing with these people, it's incredible. Look, I've been around a lot of these leftists, and they really are racist. I don't know about these idiots, but, I mean, I've been around the Democratic Party people. They're like, "You really don't want a bunch of blacks, do you?" Including black people. And I'm like, what? I mean, well, it's just incredible. Paul Watson, thank you so much. We'll read your writing at Infowars.com. Overdrive starts now. I'll be back this Sunday, Lord willing, 4 to 6 p.m. live, Central with the Sunday transmission.
GCN.
That, you know, create some GDP. I'm joking, but tell folks about that headline.
Yeah, this is out of the New York Post. DEA staffers secretly owned strip club with illegal immigrant dancers, and they had dancers from Brazil and Russia, but they were also cited by the feds in the past for taking money for sex in the private lap dance.
Well, that's how they ended up taking them over. This is a real scam cops run in general in bad departments, is they come in and basically muscle in and say, "Make us part owner in the bar, we'll leave you alone," and then they'll run drugs and stuff out of the bars.
Right, but I mean, why don't they just say, hey, they're running a sex operation? They're running a white slavery operation. That's what they're doing. I mean, they're sex traffickers. DEA.
Yeah, I was being sarcastic when I said they're doing a good job.
Well, I know. Yeah, I know that. But, like, you know, this is what they got busted for in Mexico, partying with the drug dealers. And they're supposed to be protecting us from.
Of course. I mean, it's a mafia situation.
Exactly. I mean, why is this department still in existence? The head just resigned in disgrace because they got caught doing a whole host of other things, including running drugs. I mean, these people are disgusting, and yet that's where our tax money goes to. That they are collecting record amounts now in taxes to pay for stuff like this.
Leanne McAdoo, you've got some reports there.
Well, I just wanted to point out how, you know, ISIS is saying that conspiracy theorists are ruining their jihadi membership by saying, you know, we merely are pointing out who's actually running them. McCain is in a photograph with the so-called rebels who ended up being
a bunch of, the leaders of ISIS.
I mean, so how is that a conspiracy theory?
And he says they're good people.
Yeah,
when he's asked about it, those are good people. I know them personally.
Yeah. I mean,
these are their jihadis. They've been funding them.
Well, McCain and Kerry both wanted to leave the POWs behind. They never actually went in, and they never backed that movement to go in and find all.
But are you saying McCain and Kerry are bad?
Yeah.
Really?
That's what I'm saying.
They're super bad.
And now we got Kerry running around. You know
what the bad news is? They're ramming through the TPP right now.
That's even worse.
They're and the Patriot Act.
That's really our big story tonight, is not so much the demon dwarfs or the demon smurfs or whatever you want to call those.
Rat thinks.
I mean, they are like rat people.
Yeah. What did you call them earlier? I liked that. Oh, what was that movie with the pinhead guy?
Hellraiser minions.
Hellraiser rats.
Well, no, they look like worms or something that would like be crawling around at the feet of the Hellraiser people.
Oh, yeah. I think that was in Spawn. The clown would walk out and the little black things would run and just kind of slug around.
Well,
disgusting.
Here's the thing. So, like, the media and all, you know.
They'll probably say that was racist.
Yeah.
I would use the word black.
Apologize, white patriarch.
I got white middle-class privilege.
Buckle under your guilt, white man.
I swear. You know, I got my bike stolen by some kid recently, and I was recruiting some of the neighborhood kids to help me find it, and one of them came over, and he goes, "Oh, I know why they stole your bike, because you're rich." I'm like, no, this is what you get when you work. This is what you get when you actually work for a living and keep a job.
We
Oh,
live
yeah,
in the
you
same
deserve to have it
neighborhood.
stolen because you have a bike.
Yeah, because I'm rich. I'm farthest thing from rich.
Well, I wish you were.
Have they seen your van? Have they seen the car?
Let's see, we're even giving into it. I have a crappy 15-year-old van or 20-year-old or whatever it is.
Bought it in 2000, yeah. 15.
It's an amazing van.
Well, it does look like it's been in a war or something. It looks like a total creeper per van.
It does, but you know what? Nobody breaks into my van.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, and I could keep stuff in there and nobody messes with it.
I've got candy.
Somebody did put free candy on there one time.
I know it. Look, I'm telling you, like if the Central Casting was getting a pedo van, they get the.
You know,
I'm not saying you're bad. You should be allowed to have a white Astro van.
I never get pulled over. I never get messed with. And that's if you look like you have money, people will mess with you because they think, oh, why does he have that? And it's like this jealousy thing.
The other day, I had a neighbor trying to sell me a Mercedes, and it's not even an expensive one. They've got them for like 40 grand now. And I had people honking at me and hating me and stuff, and I'm like, whoa, I don't want this. This is like, people hate my guts now.
Comes with a lot of baggage. Maybe that's why he's getting rid of it. There's too many left.
Beep, 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 you know.
Yeah.
No.
Why is it not electric? I got henpecked today about henpecked today. Oh, I'll tell you that later.
No. Hold on, I got to hear this. We got Joe Biggs coming in. The headline, conspiracy theories are causing militants to abandon ISIS. That's the official ISIS Al-Qaeda magazine. They've put you in some of their videos, InfoWars and others. We've told folks even before that happened that they've been sending threats over here. The law enforcement is aware of that before we were aware of it. These are real threats. Again, Al-Qaeda is now being disbanded. It was funded by Western intelligence groups, not the entire intelligence groups, criminal globalist networks to destabilize, just like they fund both sides. ISIS now is a giant 300,000 person armed group recruiting out of the entire world, but mainly Saudi Arabia. They've been trying to take over Syria. The military found out about it, wouldn't be part of backing them. So now they've just changed the name to ISIS, let them resupply in Iraq, getting U.S. weapons depots. They allowed them to happen. That wasn't enough, so they've been air supplying them because the troops will not land and give them the weapons. So they tell the troops, drop on this grid, and it's really to ISIS. So then our own military tells the Iraqi president what's happening. He goes public. We're the only media that told you the bin Laden thing was fake. Now it's coming out. I'm not bragging. It's scary, actually. We explained how this is all fake with ISIS, with people like Steve Pachenik and Colonel Schaefer, and I mean, real sources. Real sources. So now they are hopping mad at us right now. Conspiracy theorists are causing militants to abandon ISIS. And they've specifically attacked InfoWars. Now you've got a group of veterans building army, raising funds to put down the rabid dogs of ISIS. And Joe was saying he wants to go join them as a video embed and also kill some of them. I'd be fine with that. You know, Al-Qaeda people are scum. They're a real terror group. The problem is you got to expose its globalist run. That's what will make their people quit and leave, because the bots at the grassroots don't know up the chain. They're basically run by a Hydra or a Spectre type group. And it isn't that the criminals in government imitate Spectre or Hydra. Fleming wrote the James Bond stuff. He was MI6 high-level spy chief. That's how it works. There is a global Hydra. In fact, that's even the intelligence people I've had on and people that have written books about it. People like Colonel Craig Roberts. You know, he wrote a whole book on the Octopus Project and called it a Hydra. That's what it is. So you go see a Captain America, they call it Hydra. You go see a James Bond movie, they call it Spectre. That's what Bilderberg Group is. That's why they said it didn't exist at first, and then we went and forced them to admit it exists. Now they say it's no big deal and have a security company, Dude's going to be there covering it, with Paul Watson and others, called Cobra. You cannot make this up.
Cobra's headquarters actually is in a castle. I mean, it gets so weird. I'm getting some pictures of it. I'm going to be doing a report on that.
Cobra!
like, in 1973, they moved their headquarters to such and such castle. I'm like, what?
Hail Cobra!
You cannot make this stuff up. That a security force called Cobra, based in a castle, is going to be protecting like the biggest conglomerate.
Because where do you think these authors get all this? They're imitating real life. It's not the other way around.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I've been ranting. Biggs, give us your take on, first off, these troops say they want to go in. Will they be allowed to go in, A?